Good day from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov on the outskirts of Moscow as our coverage continues of the arrival of 3 new crew members to the International Space Station. Welcome back. Just a little over 2 hours ago, the Soyuz MS-02 spacecraft that launched a couple of days ago from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan glided to a smooth automated docking to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station, docking occurring at 4:52 a.m. Central Time, 12:52 p.m. Moscow time, as the Soyuz spacecraft and the International Space Station passed about 251 statute miles over southern Russia. On board the Soyuz MS-02, the Soyuz commander, Sergei Ryzhikov, flight engineers Andrei Borisenko of Roscosmos and Shane Kimbrough of NASA. They've been working over the past couple of hours to conduct leak checks on the Soyuz side of the docking interface between the MS-02 vehicle and the International Space Station. On the station side of the vehicle, similar leak checks were conducted to make sure that we have an airtight seal between the Soyuz and the International Space Station. All of those leak checks were successfully completed, and now the small vestibule or passageway between the Soyuz and the International Space Station is being equalized in pressure to enable the Soyuz hatch to open on that side of the docking interface. We just heard a moment or two ago that the station hatch on that side of the interface was in fact open. So we're standing by for the opening of the hatch between the Soyuz and the International Space Station. We are also expecting that the crew will formally greet one another a few minutes from now. That actual welcoming time is a bit soft because of the KU downlink coverage, the downlink television coverage that we will be expecting from the International Space Station, but we'll keep you posted on that. Again, the ISS hatch on the Poisk module side of the docking interface has been opened. That occurred just a couple of minutes ago. We're standing by for the completion of the equalization of pressure in the docking interface and the opening of the hatch on the Soyuz side of the docking interface. Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko are soon to be greeted by the 3 resident Expedition 49 crew members who have been on board the International Space Station since July, that being NASA's Kate Rubins, Station Commander Anatoly Ivanishin, and Takoya Onishi of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. They have been a 3-person crew ever since Jeff Williams and his crew members left in early September. They have been tending to all of the station research and operational activities, and now their numbers will be expanded twofold as they greet their new colleagues, Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko, who will be on board the station with them for the next 8.5 to 9 days until Rubins, Onishi, and Ivanishin complete preparations to leave to return to Earth in the Soyuz MS-01 spacecraft. That is their return vehicle back home. They're scheduled for a landing on the morning of October 30th, Kazakhstan time, very late in the evening of Saturday, October 29th, U.S. time, to complete their 4-month mission on board the International Space Station. As the Soyuz docked, it brought to the International Space Station 2 Soyuz vehicles now docked to the complex. The graphic that shows the current configuration of the station shows the MS-01 vehicle docked to the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment on the Rosviet module of the International Space Station's Russian segment. The MS-02, as we mentioned before, docked to the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment. The Russian flight controllers who have been in charge of all of the activities here on the Russian arrival of the Soyuz vehicle are working in concert with their U.S. counterparts half a world away at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, where the Orbit 1 team of flight controllers is wrapping up their shift on console. All of the docking activities today have been presided over by Flight Director Jeff Radigan in Mission Control. Radigan joined on console throughout the night by spacecraft communicator Rebecca Wingfield, who has been talking to the station crew throughout the course of today's activities. Once the hatches are open and the crews have an opportunity to greet one another, they will move into a short welcoming ceremony to receive congratulatory calls for those gathered here in the Russian Mission Control Center in the balcony overlooking the control room. Shane Kimbrough's family actually returned to Houston. They have been watching all of the rendezvous and docking activities from Mission Control in Houston. A safety briefing will be conducted later in the workday before the 6 crew members have an opportunity to get a very long rest following 2 days of fairly intense activities both on board the Soyuz spacecraft itself and aboard the International Space Station to prepare for the arrival of the 3 new residents. The International Space Station and its newly arrived Soyuz vehicle are flying 251 statute miles above the Earth, moving from northwest to southeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator, about to pass almost directly over Auckland, New Zealand. Trailing behind the station is the orbital ATK Cygnus unpiloted resupply craft that launched from the Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia last Monday evening. It has been in a loitering orbit, waiting for the Soyuz to be launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, and for its arrival today. Cygnus will begin its final 2 days of its approach for a capture and berthing to the Unity module of the International Space Station. All of that activity will occur on Sunday morning, with capture scheduled at 6:05 a.m. Central Time. Once again, we're standing by for pressure to be equalized in the vestibular passageway between the Soyuz MS-02 and the International Space Station side of the docking interface. The ISS hatch on that side of the docking port has already been opened. We're standing by for confirmation of the opening of the Soyuz hatch.
Copy. Let's wait a little bit longer. Standing by. The pressure is 759.
$758.
758. 758. Copy, favore.
Давление выровнялось с орбитальным блоком 757.
The pressure is 757, equalized with the orbital module.
Отлично. Посмотрите,
Excellent.
какое дело. 10 минут до официального...
Now it's 10 minutes before the official hatch opening. So, you know, it's up to you. You can open it right now, or you can wait a little bit longer.
Сейчас посоветуюсь с экипажем.
So I'll talk to the crew. All right, copy that.
As you heard in that last conversation, we have reached an equalization in pressure between the Soyuz side of the docking interface and the vestibule, the small passageway between the Soyuz into the Poisk module, to which it docked at 4:52 a.m. Central Time. Although the actual window for the opening of the hatches and the welcoming ceremony between the 6 crew members is not expected for another 10 minutes, it is possible that the Soyuz hatch will be opened momentarily to allow the 6 crew members to actually say hi to one another. So we'll be standing by for any early activity in that regard.
We decided to wait.
Хорошо. Ну тогда готов.
All right.
20 минут открывать люк.
Okay, so at 15:20 we will open the hatches. The hatch. So KKT can be closed right now.
Повторите.
Could you please repeat your last, Moscow?
ККТ и КВД можете...
Both valves, KVD and KKT, actually can be closed. All right, it's a go to close the valves, and we're standing by for 2 minutes. Yes, concur.
Еще минуту закрываю.
1 more minute, and I will close the valve. Favore Moscow.
На связи.
Go ahead.
Ну все, ребята, счастливо тогда.
You know, guys, actually I have to say goodbye.
Спасибо вам большое.
Thank you so much for your support, for staying with us all this time.
Всего доброго вам. До связи.
Andrei, Sergey,
Привет большой передает.
and
Хорошо.
the whole crew, my best regards to you and good luck. Yeah, and the whole crew also wishes you all the best. Goodbye.
That is the interpretation of comments made by the off-going Russian shift flight director here in the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, wishing Ryzhikov, Borisenko, and Kimbrough all the best as they prepare to float inside of the Poisk module to begin at least 4 months on board the International Space Station. We're standing by for the opening of the Soyuz hatch at Mission Control in Houston. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is preparing for a shift handover with the Orbit 1 team that was on throughout the course of the overnight hours, presiding over the rendezvous and docking of Soyuz MS-02 to the Poisk module. This kicks off an extremely busy series of events over the next 2 weeks that will start with the arrival of the orbital ATK Cygnus craft that will be captured by Takoya Onishi and Kate Rubins using the station's Canadarm2 robotic arm. Early Sunday morning, it will be berthed to the Earth-facing port of the Unity module of the International Space Station. And although the current schedule does not call for its hatch to be opened until next Thursday, it is very possible that the crew could find itself in a position to move ahead of the timeline and open the hatch and get inside Cygnus to begin unloading its cargo as early as Sunday afternoon. Then a few days of handover activities between the newly arrived crew members and the resident Expedition 49 crew members who have been on board since July, as Rubins, Ivanishin, and Onishi prepare for their own departure from the station late on the night of October 29th and a landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan on the morning of October 30th to wrap up their 4-month mission. Shane Kimbrough will take over command of the International Space Station from Ivanishin. That change of command ceremony will take place on the afternoon of Friday, October 28th.
You can deactivate them just before the opening of the hatches so that, their life is not wasted. And then, when you deactivate the vehicle, then you will put the caps. All right, copy that, Moscow.
While all this activity is taking place on board the International Space Station, yet another trio of crew members in the final stages of their training for their launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan on November 16th, Baikonur time. That crew consisting of NASA's Peggy Whitson, Oleg Novitsky of Roscosmos and Tomas Pesquet of the European Space Agency. They are scheduled to launch in the Soyuz MS-03 vehicle to become part of the Expedition 50 crew once they arrive on board the complex, joining Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko. So with everything in order as we prepare for the opening of the Soyuz hatch, that coming up in the next couple of minutes. You heard the instructions from the Russian flight control team up to Anatoly Ivanishin, the Expedition 49 commander on board the complex, to set up the camcorder and route all of the communications correctly from the Poist module to provide the live downlink capability that will show the newly arrived crew members, Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko, opening up the hatch of Soyuz and floating inside the complex to be greeted by Ivanishin, Rubins, and Onishi.
Favor, я ЦУП Москвы.
Favore Moscow.
Остается до УПЛ.
So very soon we will have 2 minutes and 2 minutes we will have
And you are looking at the Expedition 49 crew members on board the International Space Station, their numbers to be doubled on board the complex momentarily. You see Anatoly Ivanishin in the middle, the station commander. On the right, NASA's Kate Rubins. And on the left, Japan's Takoya Onishi.
И хорошего настроения.
work and to be in a good mood.
Большое спасибо.
Thank you so much.
А мы будем смотреть трансляцию открытия переходных люков. Счастливо.
And we will watch the report of the opening of the transfer hatches. Good luck. Thank you.
Ivanich and Rubens Andonishi have been a three-person crew for a slightly extended period of time because of the 3-week launch delay that Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko waited out as a technical problem on the Soyuz MS-02 was identified and corrected. Onishi waving to the camera, standing by for the opening of the hatch that you see in the background. That the forward docking hatch to the Soyuz MS-02 that arrived on board the station about 2.5 hours ago.
Открываем.
And the Soyuz hatch is open at 7:20 a.m. Central Time. Hatch opening at 7:20 a.m. Central Time, standing by for the crew to float inside the space station. Soyuz Commander Sergei Ryzhikov first inside, followed by Andrei Borisenko, arriving on board the station for his second long-duration mission. And Shane Kimbrough, the NASA flight engineer, returning to the International Space Station after his first flight aboard a space shuttle during the assembly phase of the complex. All 6 crew members now on board the International Space Station. So the crew now will make its way inside the Zvezda service module for the traditional greetings from folks gathered on the balcony of the Russian Mission Control Center here in Korolyov. Once again, the Soyuz hatch opened at 7:20 a.m. Central Time, right on time, with the 3 crew members floating inside. Kimbrough, Ryzhikov, and Borisenko now aboard the International Space Station.
Mission Control, we're here on Space Ground 1. How do you read us? Read you loud and clear. How is the video?
Картинку принимаем отлично.
We see the
Тебе со своим экипажем
video.
может чуть-чуть повыше.
Great.
А то получается за ребятами прячетесь.
Could you move up a little bit? Otherwise, we cannot see you from behind the guys in the front.
Вы отлично.
That's great. That's great.
Так, ребят, готовы?
Guys, are you ready?
Готовы?
You ready?
Готово.
Yes, we are ready.
Отлично, тогда передаю
That's great. Then I'm going to give you to upper control room.
Уважаемые Уважаемые коллеги,
Dear colleagues,
Центр управления полетом
Mission Control Center is greeting you on board of the International Space Station. We're congratulating you on the successful docking, and we're wishing you a successful new increment on board of the International Space Station. I'm going to give the phone to the friends and family members of the crew members. Good afternoon, guys. Congratulations. Good job.
Здравствуй, мамуль. Экипаж отличный.
Hello.
Корабль.
Hello. The crew members are great. The program is awesome. Everything is just great. I am glad. I'm very happy. I'm enormously happy. Thank you very much.
This is Mission Control
guys,
Korolyov. We're in
we
a
lost the
handover
video
between
where
satellites
we
on the
needed
tracking
to
and
come
data
back.
relay satellite system. We'll be locked up just a moment or two from now to resume the congratulatory calls from those gathered in the balcony here at the Russian Mission Control Center. Again, hatch opening occurring at 7:20 a.m. Central Time. Standing by for the resumption of a downlink signal from the Zvezda service module.
There's no video. There's a small dropout, short dropout on space to ground, about 30 or 40 seconds. Okay, we'll be standing by for further instructions.
Ребят, картинка появилась, продолжаем.
Guys, the video is back. Let's continue. Guys, hello, this is Natalia Borisenko speaking. Andrusha, hello, how are you feeling? How did you make it there? We made it great. We worked. I hope we worked well. The ground will tell us if something is not right, and we're looking forward to working further on. They docked to the right station, so they did a great job. Nikolai, Kate, Akuya, hello. Thank you for welcoming the guys. I'm glad to see you're doing well. We're wishing you good job, and yes, thank you. And we're looking forward to seeing them. It took a while. Hello. This is Natalia Mikhailovna Borisenko. It's still bothering you there. Hello. Hello. You are Star Brothers. Andrei, dear, we're wishing you and your entire crew and the Anatoly Ivanishin crew all the very, very best. Every success in your work. We love you very, very much. We're wishing you all the very best. Of course, we're wishing you best of luck and remain in good health. All the very best. Thank you. Thank you, Mother. We're doing really well. Everything is great. Please don't worry about any of us. You see, we already have hot tea waiting for them. It's really good here.
Я как подводник
As a nuclear submarine crew member, I am sending the best wishes to the entire crew, and I hope
не даст никаких
that
сбоев.
all your
Готовились
hardware and all the equipment never fails you because you were trained and prepared by wonderful specialists and great people. And we're wishing you
то, что будет все
uh,
прекрасно, великолепно.
to work well and wishing you
Рады
to
вас всех ждать. А
have everything go smoothly and come back
благополучного
safely. And we're wishing the returning crew a safe landing on Earth. Thank you.
Спасибо, глубоко уважаемый.
Thank you very much.
Привет,
It's greatly appreciated. Hello, crew members.
Надеюсь, что вы очень удачно долетели.
I hope you had a good flight to the station. I mean, a good flight. It wasn't too difficult.
Выполнение всех ваших
We're wishing you successful completion of all your experiments. We're wishing you enjoyable work and come back to Earth soon because we're missing you already.
Но у нас есть такая
Ivan, thank you.
надо вернуться вовремя. Поэтому
And see, we have an expression, we shouldn't come soon, we should come on time,
согласно программе.
per the program, so to speak.
Андрей,
Andrei, Sergey,
здесь в службе очень
here in Mission Control, there is a large support team. They're all sending their best wishes to you, and moreover, there were phone calls from St. Petersburg. They were asking to send greetings, regardless whether you know them personally. They were very happy to watch your launch, and today they're going to watch your docking today. I hope they're watching you. Oleg Petrovich is going to speak to you now.
Помнишь первую
Remember the first fit check in 1983. That's how it all started. So wishing you best of luck during your flight.
Спасибо, Олег Петрович.
Thank you, Oleg Petrovich.
Konnichiwa, Ogenki desu ka? Экипаж,
Crew members.
Да, у нас все хорошо. Все.
Yes, everything is going well. Everything is fine. Thank you.
аригато гозаимасу.
Аригато.
Экипажу счастливого полета и вам
To all crew members, have a good flight. Wishing you successful handover. You have a very busy day. The day after tomorrow, you're going to welcome a cargo vehicle. It's a lot of work, and then you will need to get ready to go back home to Earth, and wishing you soft landing. Thank you.
Дорогие ребята, это группа поддержки.
Dear guys, this is your support team.
Очень счастливы, что мы сюда попали, что мы вас...
We're very glad to be here, to be able to see you. Of course, all the cities, in particular St. Petersburg, are cheering for you.
Спасибо, урожай обязательно будет.
And we're looking forward to getting the harvest from the station when you come back. Of course, the harvest will be there.
Дорогие, привет, это Дмитрий.
Andre, guys, this is Dmitry speaking. Our entire family, we were all worried about you. Andre, thank you very much for such a wonderful gift.
Присутствовать на старте.
For us to be able to be present at launch. All the very best. We're always close. Dmitry, we're glad to hear you. We're glad you enjoyed the show of our arrival and docking to the station. And I hope that in time, a lot of people from Earth are going to be able to see it with their own eyes, not just watch it on video.
Hello, this is Gerst from Moscow, and welcome to the new crew and to the crew on board station. It's great to see all 6 of you. Your families are in Houston, so I'm the designated representative here in Moscow. So again, just you had a great flight up. The launch was absolutely beautiful. You got plenty of great work in front of you. We got a Cygnus vehicle on the way to you, and then pretty soon a landing coming up. So have a great time on board station and enjoy your time.
Thanks a lot, Kirst. I'm glad you're there representing the U.S. Hello to everybody in Houston. Sorry you guys aren't a little closer, but we had a great flight, as was mentioned before, and it's great to be part of that great small time.
Great. Thank you very much. Have a great expedition.
Thank you.
Здравствуйте, Сережа.
Hello, Sergey.
Всему экипажу.
Hello to the entire crew from Sergiev, from the town of Sergiev Posad. Sergiev Posad, the
Спаси Господи, помощи вам Божьей.
Orthodox Church group are greeting you. God bless.
Добрый день. Привет.
Thank you. Elena Yemelyanova of NIMER and all the colleges that you graduated from, all the schools, I believe will be joining us in greeting you. We're wishing you successful completion of your science research objectives, and we're hoping the results when you bring them to the ground will help people. All the best. Good luck. Thank you very much, Sergey. This is Victor. Thank you very much for such a great launch and such great docking and ingress in the station. Thank you very much, guys. All the best. Thank you very much to the people who design such equipment and vehicles. Dear both crew members, what I can say, looking at the beautiful lady among you, in your ranks, maybe you guys are going to be bored a little bit when she goes back to Earth. But our ladies will always be sending their greetings to you, hoping you're going to feel great because they'll be always cheering for you. And we're going to be greeting and welcoming the beautiful lady from your crew down on Earth soon. And for Shane, definitely, as you were saying, prior to flying to the ISS, you were saying, international crew, it is a great advantage. It's a great advantage for all people. Thank you very much for understanding this approach, and I believe all the countries, Japan, European countries, the United States, they should all be such great friends as you are friends with each other, and we will always support you. Thank you very much, dear friends. Thank you very much, Ivan Andreevich. We are absolutely, we agree with you. Our Earth is wonderful. We need to take good care of it. It is a great honor for me to speak on behalf of Russian pilots, to talk to the crew members, to express appreciation for all the great work that you do. Thank you very much, and we're very glad everything went well. Sergey, we're praying for you. And as we say, altitude is not too much.
Because on Earth, I think it's not possible. Thank you very much. See you.
Спасибо большое, Руслан.
Ruslan, thank you very much. Greetings to all the aviation experts.
Андрей. Это Руслан.
Andre, this is Ruslan Karachun. On behalf of our entire family, we're wishing you a good flight and most of all to be in great health for you, you and entire crew. And we're wishing you a normal, nominal flight and all the best to the crew who are coming back. Thank you very much, Ruslan. Thank you a lot. Dear colleagues, Mission Control Center again is congratulating you on your arrival to the ISS. This completes our conference. All the very best and every success in your work.
Спасибо всем.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the real-time support team. Thank you for to everyone who was preparing the vehicle. The crew members are expressing their appreciation to the entire team who were helping make this possible. Goodbye. Okay, then we're signing off.
Да, Толь, можно отключать.
Yes, Anatoly, you can sign off. You can turn off the video system and change the
Распаковывайте чемоданы.
COM system to the nominal configuration. You can unpack your belongings and deactivate the vehicle. Copy. Copy will report upon completion.
This is Mission Control Korolyov. You just watched the newly arrived crew members at the International Space Station, Sergei Ryzhikov, Andrei Borisenko, and NASA's Shane Kimbrough, accepting congratulations from family and friends and officials gathered here at the Russian Mission Control Center from the balcony overlooking the cavernous ISS flight control room. The hatch to the Soyuz was opened at 7:20 a.m. Central Time. That coming just about 2.5 hours after the Soyuz smoothly docked effortlessly and automatically to the Poisk module of the International Space Station at 4:52 a.m. Central Time earlier today as the Soyuz and the International Space Station flew high over southern Russia. At this point, the 6 crew members will get back to the rest of their day's activities. Sergei Ryzhikov, the Soyuz commander, will put the Soyuz on the transfer of ISS power to the Soyuz for the remainder of its lifetime on board the station and will deactivate the other Soyuz systems. The 6 crew members will gather later in the day for a traditional safety briefing that will be conducted by the current Expedition 49 commander, Anatoly Ivanishin. He will be handing over command of the International Space Station a week from today to Shane Kimbrough in a change of command ceremony. The 6 crew members only have about 8 days worth of handover between themselves before Ivanishin, Kate Rubins of NASA, and Takuya Onishi of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency complete preparations to depart the International Space Station in their Soyuz MS-01 vehicle that will undock from the Rossviet module on the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment of the station on October 29th, headed for a landing late that night U.S. time, the morning of October 30th, Kazakhstan time, a parachute-assisted landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan to wrap up their 4-month mission on the station. But for the moment, the station back to a 6-person complement to conduct a flurry of activities over the course of the next 8 days. That will all start with the arrival of the orbital ATK unpiloted Cygnus cargo craft on Sunday morning. Cygnus having launched from the Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia atop an Antares rocket this past Monday evening. It will arrive at the International Space Station Sunday. Our NASA TV coverage of its arrival for capture will begin at 5 a.m. Central Time, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. the capture to be presided over by Takoya Onishi and Kate Rubens, who will be using the station's 55-foot-long Canadarm2 robotic arm to reach out and grab on to Cygnus, handing over the installation duties to the robotic officers in mission control as they move Cygnus slowly but surely over to the Earth-facing port of the Unity module for its installation. That installation coverage will begin at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, to complete the arrival of the latest cargo craft to the International Space Station. Again, that will set the stage for the change of command between the two crews that will be a week from today on NASA TV on October 28th, and the departure of Rubens, Onishi, and Ivanishin to wrap up their 4-month mission on the International Outpost. But for now, 6 people on board the International Space Station following the flawless arrival of the Soyuz MS-02 and Shane Kimbrough, Sergei Ryzhikov, and Andrei Borisenko. That will wrap up our coverage of the arrival of the new crew members on board the International Space Station. We'll see you back on Sunday morning for Cygnus rendezvous capture and installation coverage. Until then, thanks for watching. This is Mission Control Korolyov.